Okay, Johanna, nice to meet you and wanted to get to know you better. So please tell me about you.
Well, I brought my portfolio that would just give you a little bit more information about me and my qualifications for the job.
Okay, great. Thank you. So this is great. Yeah, so tell me about you
Well,
and your background.
I'm a certified phlebotomy technician. Right now, currently attending College America and working on my medical assisting degree as well, and also my MA certification. I have experience in the lab working for LabCorp as a sessioner, and that was basically sorting out specimens and analyzing specimens and sending them off to different laboratory departments and different things like that.
Great. So it sounds like you've already got some good lab experience. Now you're wanting to move into phlebotomy. Where do you see yourself in the next several years?
I eventually want to be a medical assistant, but I just fell in love with phlebotomy after getting my certification. I also enjoy working in the, oh my gosh, sorry. I'm like nervous. Um, I enjoy the medical field in general and just being with patients and being around patients and working with people. So.
Great. Great. Well, tell me about an experience where you had an individual who refused your service or caused a lot of problem in the process of trying to get them to do whatever you were trying to do. Do you have an example of that?
Well, not necessarily in the working environment, but I remember a time where I was in phlebotomy class or at College America, and I had a patient per se that didn't like needles and was very uneasy about getting a stick from me as I was practicing. And I just kind of talked them through the process and assured them what they would be feeling, I guess, throughout the procedure, and ended up getting the stick successfully and kind of put the patient at ease, you could say.
Good. Okay. So, what would you say is your greatest strength?
I'd say my greatest strength is being organized and dependable. Um, I'd say that people would say that I'm a dependable person and very organized in my schooling and in my personal life, and as well as just in every area of my life. I just strive to be organized and dependable, basically.
Okay. Flip side of the coin, and everybody has it. What would you say is your weakness?
Probably stress management. I tend to stress a lot about things like tests or when something kind of makes me uncomfortable. Stress myself about it, and it's kind of, I guess, unhealthy per se. So I can work on stress management just to better myself and better myself health wise and
Okay.
time wise.
Okay. Good. Good. So, tell me about a time when you didn't necessarily have all the means or all the either ability, training, resources to be able to do a certain task that you had to get done. What did you do?
You're saying when sorry, could you repeat the question?
Uh, Tell me about a time when you didn't have everything you needed in order to complete a task? And what'd you do?
Yes, I remember a time working at Starbucks where we did not have all the ingredients to make a seasonal drink for a customer,
Mm-hmm.
and we kind of just, or I kind of just compromised the drink and made it uh, pretty much the same way but with different ingredients for the customer, kind of complementing the two together.
Okay.
And yes, that's all I can think of in that scenario.
Okay. Right. Um, yeah, sometimes you have to think outside the box and figure it out.
Right.
So, yeah. Good. Okay. Can you tell me about a time when you really demonstrated leadership, and what did that entail?
I would say when I joined the Marine Corps, I demonstrated a lot of leadership to my peers in JROTC because I was the commander of a company and I was one of the first ones to actually move forward and go into the service. So I think I was an inspiration to my fellow peers in that way.
Okay. Good. Let's see. Do you have any questions for me?
What kind of skills would make an individual successful in this company?
Definitely adaptability is a good one. Something or someone who can deal with the customer but also deal with the situation and balance the two. For instance, like dealing with that hard stick situation. You have to get the stick done, but how are you going to go about doing that type of thing? So, yeah, the ability to adapt and the customer service is really an important focus of ours. So, making sure that the customer is taken care of throughout the entire process.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. All right. Well, I have a couple questions still for you then. Tell me or define to me what your definition of success might be.
I guess my definition of success would be taking something that you love and that you're passionate about and kind of flourishing that into something bigger. And I guess success is in what makes you happy every day and what you're passionate about doing, not waking up hating going to a job or like waking up not loving what you do for the sake of other people but also for yourself.
Okay. And let's see if there was one other question I really wanted to ask you. Oh, can you tell me about a time when you went above and beyond the call of duty?
Definitely, I would say working at Starbucks as a barista at Starbucks, I would always just take initiative and do whatever needed to be done without the manager saying, hey, look, this needs to be done, or hey, we have to restock this, or this needs to be cleaned or whatever. I would just take initiative and get everything done, especially during closing duties and whatnot.
Okay. And that's not always easy because you have to know what needs to get done in order to do it. So good that you were able to see a full picture. Okay, so one final question then for you is, out of all of my candidates, why should I pick you?
Because I am one of a kind. I I definitely see myself as a hard worker, and I am dedicated to whatever I do. I always put 100% into everything. Um, and also, like I said about dependability earlier, being able for people to be able to depend on you to get things done and to work hard is something that is a good asset to a company, I believe.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Johanna.
Thank
It was
you.
such
It
a
was very
pleasure
nice
to
to
meet
meet you.
you.